Alright, welcome to my live stream. You might hear my dog down here. She's panting because it's hot outside. Um, so I'm Tanner, for those that don't know. I'm the drum instructor for Braden River High School in Bradenton, Florida. Previously, I was the drum instructor at Lakewood Ranch High School many years ago when they first opened. And last night we had a drum off between my current school, Braden River, and my previous school, Lakewood Ranch. And so that video is up on YouTube, and now I'm just doing this live stream real quick. I just kind of want to go over my thoughts of what I saw, what I thought. It's kind of hard to say who a winner was in this. I feel like both were pretty equally matched in different ways. But anyway, yeah, I just want to kind of go through, make this video real quick, and especially for my line, have some teaching moments for you guys of what I'm looking for, what I liked, what I didn't like, that kind of thing. So here we go. Oh, when I started bugging here. When I started recording this, there's a line they go, drum line, they had already said that part when I hit the record button, so we just got the very beginning of the first couple notes being played, but I don't think that we're missing a lot. I would love to see more enthusiasm with saying that, and it's really important that you're very clear with your voice on what you're saying. You have to overdo it. You can't just say drum line. You have to be very what's the word, eloquent? I don't know. Drum line. You have to kind of space out the words differently. So anyway, here we go. You're not getting my desktop, are you? Hold on. Where are you? I don't know if you're hearing this. If anyone's in the chat, I don't think anyone's in the chat. Probably not. Alright, anyway, watching along. Yeah, I gotta configure something here. Hold on. Just chillin'. You guys hearing me okay? Yeah, it looks like it. So... oh, alright. Whatever. If you hear it, you hear it. If not, whatever. Don't care. Alright, so everything's looking good here so far. The one thing I want to say here, I'm going to go back to the beginning right here. Alright, so the basses come out. My goal is to get the snares pretty much from the beginning to get the crowd to clap along. And if you notice, my snare players are just kind of clicking right in front of them. I really want them over their heads, making it big and obvious. I am clicking. And turn around. Don't face the other drum line. The other drum line's not going to help you. You got to face the crowd. They're beside you, behind you, around you. You got to get the crowd to clap along, not the other drum line. They're not going to do it. In fact, they'll opposite. They'll clap incorrectly, maybe to screw you up or something. I don't know. All right, here we go. So anyway, when that doesn't work, snares abandon it and go to just playing on the hi-hat. From a sonic standpoint, I don't like that you're just kind of adding a hi-hat mid-phrase like that. I prefer you to keep clapping and not add that beat in there like that. If you notice the cymbal player right in front of me, they're nodding their head. They get it. They're feeling it. Alright, so before we get to the breakdown, I just want to talk about the staging. You guys, I before this started, I tried to push you back and get you into a better shape. If you notice, Lakewood Ranch's drumline is in an arc, a very, very nice and straightforward arc. When you guys walked up, you were just kind of trying to be straight like this against them. You also need to be in an arc, or a curve. If anything, the two drum lines should look like, like a football shape facing each other, right? If that makes any sense. So that you need to be able to see everybody, and the only way to do that is to be like in a circle. And when you guys form straight lines, you cut off the visual aspect from different angles from the drum line. It looks okay right now, but if you notice, I can't see our second snare because our basses are kind of in the way. And then you'll see at the very end, our bass 2 keeps kind of creeping forward closer to the other line, and to the point you can't see a lot of stuff that's in front of them. Which, hey, you get excited, you move around. I'd also like to talk about the basses. You guys can't sit still. You sit there and just kind of wiggle the whole time when you play. I'm okay with that, but I think we could do something better. I don't know what yet, but maybe not a dance, but something, man. We gotta do something more than just kind of like lean back and forth. All right, breakdown. So far, so good. I'm gonna stop right here. All right, so Jack missed one of the triple strokes that's on the Spock drum and just played a single. I don't think anyone cares or notices. That blends fine without a problem. Basses, you guys did okay there on your solo. Snares, you're okay with the solo, but this is the part where you guys, we've gone over this a billion times. We have to get this visual correct. So it just wasn't as snappy as I needed to be and clean. It needs to be just bam. Let me grab a pair of sticks. Hopefully that doesn't follow me. Okay. So with up, look, grab the stick, down, grab the stick, over, and you have time to do a pancake and get to the hi-hat again. Okay? You guys are I know the adrenaline's rushing. You guys, your tempo's a little higher than we want it to be. You don't really have time to do all the flipping, right? So we're gonna have to figure out something to just. I really want that visual. It is such a cool visual, but yeah, you guys weren't really executing it very well. So I don't know if we just need to do it 1,000 more times to get used to it, or if we need to cut it and find something different. All right, next. So more of the same. You guys just playing your parts. Sounds good. You're together, maintaining tempo. You see you guys moving around like I was talking about. All right, I'm going to stop you there on that one. So on that breakdown, we got the little scratch thing going on. We're not really hearing the snares. I don't know how to make it louder other than having more people on snare doing it. That might need to get cut for some other type of solo on snares. I really want that, though. I think it's the coolest, weird, out of the ordinary, something you don't expect sound. I think I would also like for you guys to do like a lean down, step forward, lean down, some kind of thing like that while you're doing it. The bass one sounds okay. It has enough volume. I think it looks okay, but once again, maybe we could do some sort of a lean into it kind of thing. Like, hey, look, we're doing it, right? Otherwise, that's fine. You guys got a little bit dirty on the roll, the 6 that you play there. It wasn't too bad, but you guys could be cleaner. Basses. I think I forgot to say it during the first breakdown, too. You guys have a part you're not playing. It's the going into the breakdown part. Or something, whatever. I wrote it out for it and sent it to you guys, I think last week, that there's just some unison notes that you're not playing. So it's like, you got your 4 bars that you're playing, you got the 4 bars that you're going into, right? Let me do this the other way for the mirror aspect. Okay, so you got the 4 bars you're playing, you got the 4 bars you're going into, and this little middle area right here starts to become this gray area where you're not quite playing that last measure of the 4 bars right, and you're not quite ready to play the next measure of the next 4 bars right, and so it kind of makes this little like fuzzy gray area where some of you are playing the right thing, some of you are ad-libbing, some of you aren't playing anything, and it loses all clarity. It's just not there. You guys, pay attention to the music and learn the damn thing. You can't just fake your way through it, okay? You're coming real close by faking, but we need to get all the way there. All right, so here we go. More. So doing all right, doing all right, doing all right. Yeah, there was the missed bass part again. Drives me crazy. It's like I can tell you right here. Bum 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 bum. Okay, basses. You guys, if you notice, some of you did the visual, the going up with your arms, right? Did we just forget it? I mean, come on. Snares. Snares. I'm not happy with this solo. You're basically playing a bass 1 and 2 run. We have a bass 1 and 2 that can play that. Let's make something different that like snares can do that you can't do on basses. I know you guys have like a little split part you play in movement 3, maybe a little excerpt from that, or maybe something different. I think we can come up with something better, something more interesting. Once again, I want you guys to maybe step forward, lean into it, whatever, to show that that's what you're doing. Same with the basses. Basses, you guys know there's a different solo. I don't want to mention what it is here because I want it to be a surprise to any viewers that see it sometime later. And I got an error here. What does this say? YouTube is not something. Hold on. I don't know what this is. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. I don't know what that means. Okay. I don't know. YouTube might have broke. I'll watch this later after I post it and see how it looks, and I might delete it and start over again. Who knows? So, what was I saying? Basses, you guys know you have a different solo. We really need to work on getting that clean because that is cool as hell. We really got to get that one. I really, really want that one. All right. Snares. Looks like there was a little brain fart there. Snare 2, you remembered what to do. Snare 1, you didn't. It's supposed to be a whole measure of roll with the decelerando and the split on there. Maybe we're asking for too much to do 3 significant things between the roll, the split, and the decelerando. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out though. But I really like the idea of ending that with the whole group, nice and slow, like just pounding 16ths. Anyway, that's that. Next. That was it. I don't like when you end a cadence and it doesn't feel complete or like it doesn't have that final boom together, everybody. I don't know. Anyway, I really appreciate Liquid Ranch. Look, you guys are clapping for us. This is the first time these two drum lines have ever drummed off against each other. It's Braden River doesn't drum off much at all, so it's kind of cool to see this. For those that aren't watching, these schools are literally one interstate apart. Like they're on the same exit, just different directions off the exit, and they're both, I don't know, a quarter of a mile from the interstate, so like half a mile apart, something like that. They're really close schools. So yeah, it's a bit of it's kind of a rivalry. In the past, I hear it's been a lot worse. I don't understand that because like it's the same demographic of people. Like they're just like different sides of the interstate, but it's the same kinds of neighborhoods. People are so similar. It's just where did your parents buy their house? You know, like why would you be hating each other? I don't get that. We're already an industry that needs to be industry. We're already such a marching band and drumline in general is such a small group that we really need to like work together and be better and hold ourselves to a higher standard. I get it that it gets heated for whatever reason, but really, man, there's no that you don't need that. You should be happy for the other group, man. So anyway, I gotta say I appreciate Liquid Ranch. You guys clapping for us. That's class act. I might need, let's see here. I gotta move me so you can see the basses now. All right, I'm gonna go a little smaller. All right. So what do I gotta say here? So first of all, I hate with a passion when snare drum parts get dissolved down to the point that they're just playing like glorified backbeats. Um, I kind of feel like a lot of the stuff here that Lakewood Ranch does is kind of like that. I taught it to them that way many years ago, and they still do a lot of the same stuff. So and it's cool, but I think it's time to progress, you know? So anyway, let's go. All right, so watching this, nice little groove going on. It looks like your third and fourth snare, the ones on the edges, they're not sure what they're playing. This guy is a bit, I'm assuming is the fourth. He's really off. Your two tenors aren't matching. The one guy's much stronger than the other. Basses seem fine, cymbals seem fine. They seem all about equal, but there's a noticeable drop off and a noticeable dirtiness happening because of the third and fourth snares not being able to keep up with the first and second snare, and then just the tenors. When you only have two, it's not quite the same thing with the dirtiness. I mean, it's bad because it's two, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. However you want to look at it. All right, next. Keep going. I dig all the visuals. Like I said, I don't like that the snares are just playing 2 and 4 here, because that just means you're playing a drum set. This is drum line. You should be playing more intricate things on your snare. Sometimes it works. I get it. I do like that you added all the visuals around it to make it less boring, so that's cool. It does get a bit repetitive. The basses have been playing the same thing since the beginning. So to me, this isn't really a cadence. There's no like arrangement to it. It's something, but I don't really consider that a cadence. That's like a 4-bar phrase that gets repeated with the snares and tenors playing like slightly different parts. The basses play the same thing the whole way. There's no arrangement. There's no introduction. There's no breakdown to it. There's no ending. It's just dum 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 dun 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 over and over and over again. It's boring, man. Yeah, I think you guys are better than that. Let's see you guys manipulate that and make it cooler, because I think there's a lot of potential there with what the snares and tenors are doing. It's a good groove. I would just like to see you change phrases and like work into that groove, you know, play something else and then go play that groove and then back into something else again, you know. All right, back to us. All right, so here's Fun Coast. Oh, we got a little skit first. We already knew what we were playing. We were just goofing off at this point. All right, I'm going to stop right there. First of all, tenor player, I'm not going to mention your name. You really need to figure out how to play Jig 2. It's not that hard, man. Yeah, we're just trying to do a fake out like, hey, we're going to play Jig 2, right, as a joke, because Jig 2 is just awful. Anyway, here we go. I don't know what our bassist decided to do here. Just ad-lib attempting to part. I wish we wouldn't do that. Just, I think, have the tenor player do the Mary Had a Little Lamb solo and then cut it and be like, hey, we shouldn't play that, right? It looks a bit amateurish, I guess, the way that we did it. I do like how much louder you guys are getting there. Hey, what happened? I don't know, man. That was much better. Also, I want to talk about this guy in the back right here who's watching. I got a story that he talked to me after the drum off for a few minutes. It's kind of interesting. I want to talk about that. Bass 2, don't drop your mallet. Your hand's sweaty, huh? All right. I saw bass 1, your rim click coming out of that phrase. you were slightly behind everyone else. So there's a very, even if you, I heard it, I think everybody can hear it too, but it's not blatant sonically, but you really see it visually because your hands are moving up, right? So remember what I say about stick clicks, guys? It's not from the sound so much. It's more the visual and the timing aspects. I don't want you pounding your mallets because that's how you break them real easy, hitting the rims like that. So, but you still have to be together, right? And you weren't. So no big deal. We'll fix that. You just got to get cleaner. If you notice, bass 2 is playing a different sticking than the rest of the line. Here, not the second. I'll show you. Right there. See that? The first note, I think the first note he's putting on the left hand. Dun, 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 dun. Everyone else is going right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. He's going left, left, right, left, 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 right, left. Minor thing, but it's a visual thing you can see, right? We got to clean that up, guys. Tightening the screws here. Let's get a little more technical, play a little harder. Bass 3 screwed up there, you can see that. Alright, basses, check this spider pattern. You guys still aren't quite right. You're a lot closer than you were last week, but you're still hanging over by a 16th note somehow. I'm not sure. I'd have to sit down and play it with you with the metronome, try to figure it out. So there our captain steps out again, tries to hype up the crowd. Once again, just a few, hey, come on, guys. That's not going to do it, man. Get crazy. Actually, I have a better idea for this, I think. We'll talk about that next week at some point. Much more visual for the whole line. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll come up with something better, I think. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of just a couple, 3 steps out. Hey, guys, clap for us, please. It's kind of, no, that ain't working. All right, here we go. All right. Right there, like I was talking about before, where you have a 4-bar phrase and a 4-bar phrase, and these middle measures are getting kind of like this gray area where not everyone's participating correctly. It happens right there, which is crazy because it's the same bass rhythm, right? Dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, and then bass 1. It starts bass 1, then it's bass 1 and 2, then 1, 2, and 3, and then I think we go to all 4, right? Boom. Or all 5. Boom, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum, dum, da 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 da, boom, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum. It's just a 2/4 bar. Dum ba 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 ba, boom, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum. It goes right back into it, right? You were literally just playing that same rhythm, right? And so it's 4-bar, 4-bar, and a 2-bar. And what you're playing here, wait, my fingers right, yeah. What you're playing right here all of a sudden doesn't translate over here. It doesn't, like, it's the same thing, guys. You just played that. You shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't mess that up. But here we are, right? So we need to, I don't know, play through this 1,000 times so it's solid. You know, you guys shouldn't be making those kinds of mistakes. Here we go. Alright, it just happened right there again. So the second time you do play that rhythm, I believe it's only 3 times. So the 4-bar phrase in total, including the fill at the end. That part. And you guys, during that, it looked like, I know 5 did it, I think 4 did it too. You just kept playing the dum, da-dum, 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 which covers up all the coolness of that fill, right? You just play right through it. That doesn't fly. So, all right. I do like, I think you guys ended that solid. You hear the final note, bam, right at the end. That's what needs to happen. All right. All right. Here we go for Lakewood. I really dig the turkey and the straw thing here. That's a really cool, that's really cool that you did that with tenors. I haven't heard that one. I've heard most, like, nursery rhymes and stuff played, but never turkey in the straw. Or do your ears hang low. You tie them in a knot, you can tie them in a bow, whatever it's called. Now, the only thing that I see here as a problem is you just keep going on and on. I think you did it, like, play it on the tenor one time, play it on with everybody one time, and then go to this part. You see the tenors don't know what they're playing. At least the second one wasn't sure. That ended really quick, so I say something, mention something to bass 5. I expect you guys to play something way longer. Alright. Alright, here's, earlier I was talking about bass 2 stepping forward and blocking the view of everybody. Here's where I was referring. You see how much farther to the right he is over bass 1 and the snares and tenors and everything. So you guys lose the arc completely there. Alright, so I think here's a cool thing. If you look at our last visual right here, this guy. Going up on one leg and then coming down, pop, 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 boom, 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 right? The amount of effort and energy you put into that visual needs to be put into every visual, right? All the hand clapping motions and stuff like that. Like, think about how high you're getting up in the air with your stick when you come down on that last one, right? When your hand clapping needs to have that same sort of energy, you know? And I think that's where Lakewood Ranch is doing a great job, is they have a lot of energy with what they play. They're not as clean, but granted they have two more snares and one more tenor than you, so they're not going to be as clean more than likely. But yeah, that they're killing you guys on energy. And this is something that I taught them back 20 years ago. There was a bass run. I don't think they play. Yeah, there used to be a bass run right there, so it would go. Now, I know that what you're doing takes a while to set up. So I get it. And this is Django, straight from Florida State. So yeah, you guys do a good job of playing it. Are snares doing it right? I know there was always a problem getting the snares to switch from playing double stroke 5s to single stroked out 5s. Oh yeah. So snares, you guys were off to the races on this part. Basses and the other tenor were trying to maintain the same tempo. Snares ended quite a bit sooner. That was a pretty rough musical issue there. Tenor part's great. You're playing a solo. You're being held upside down. Neat. It should cut right about there. You made your point. You made your point. You're digging yourself a hole now. You're kicking a dead horse. Yeah. Yep. And now you're playing V. Okay, so this is another one that I taught here. This is V. This is one of those situations where I don't like glorified snares playing glorified drum set parts. You guys are really cranking the tempo on this, man. Yeah, you guys need to get with a metronome on this. Um, I'm cool with playing it fast, but there's a lot of dirtiness that's happening between the line. Um, you guys are all playing straight 16th notes there. 1 Iena, 2 Iena, 3 Iena, 4 Iena, 1 Iena, 2 Iena, right? And it's just not lining up, man. You guys don't go that fast if you can't line it up. It's got to be clean, right? All right. So this is something that was added. I don't know if it was the last year I was there or shortly after I left, but where bass 1 and 2 take over what was the tenor part. I love it, and then I love the little bass drum spin. That's cool. Dun dun dun. That's neat. Right here, this part with all the visual, the whole drum line moving together makes a huge impact. You guys all have to be together, like exactly up at the same time, down at the same time, up at the same time, down at the same time. Not this kind of not quite together, sometimes together, whatever, right? Has to be even, just like the music. Man, I didn't realize last night how quickly you guys played that. So that was the spoof of the Manatee cadence that Manatee used to play. Yeah. And then we added the triplet in there. I do like the pointing. When I taught it, we were just going up, or whatever. It wasn't pointing out. That's cool. Whatever, man. I like the basses doing it too. Yeah, and right there we had a run too. Chikum chikum boom. With the decelerando. Chikum chikum boom. Right? So yeah, altogether not too bad. I do one more point here. I love your captain just immediately stopping and coming to shake hands. Totally cool thing to do because yeah, like drumoffs can get a little hairy sometimes. I like the way that Lakewood does it, where the drum lines are on the track, the crowd is on the other side of the fence, so it felt very safe. A lot of times drum-offs will be roughly in the middle of the crowd, or you have just weird people just standing 2 feet away from you. I like that this provided space for us to play and for you guys to play, and like the crowd could still see it just fine. Altogether, I thought you guys both played a great job. There were some technical issues musically happening with like Ranch. There were some lack of height issues happening with Great River. It's hard to balance if you're judging on like a cleanliness and technicality scale. I think Great River wins if you're going for height, value, and just excitement